All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. What's up, everybody? All my people in Manhattan, the Bronx, Queens, or Staten Island, my homeborough, Brooklyn. Back into the video, and as we all know, the officer who murdered George Floyd, Derek Chauvin, got convicted on all three charges, and his sentencing is gonna happen, I believe, later next month. Okay, and I intended to do a video reacting to it, but I'm gonna do this. There's Brett Favre, Hall of Fame Brett Favre, says it's hard to believe Derek Chauvin meant to kill George Floyd. Now, like a week or 2 weeks ago, Brett Favre made some statements talking about he wants politics and sports to stay separate. And I intended to do a video on it, but I decided to leave it alone. But now that these comments have came out, I was like, you know what, let me just do it. Okay, here we go. One day after Derek Chauvin was found guilty on all counts in the murder of George Floyd, Pro Football Hall of Famer Brett Favre said he did not think the former Minneapolis police officer meant to kill Floyd. I find it hard to believe, and I'm not defending Derek Chauvin in any way. I find it hard to believe, first of all, that he intentionally meant to kill George Floyd. Favre said. That being said, his actions were uncalled for. I don't care what color the person is on the street. I'm sorry, y'all. I'll be serious. The color person on the street, I don't know what led to that video that we saw where his knee was on his neck, but the man had thrown in the towel. The comments came from the 20-year NFL veteran, Bowling with Favre podcast, alongside TV personality Eric Bowling. Favre said last week he wanted politics out of sports. Yeah, I almost did a video on that because I agree with Brett Favre when he said that, because he believed it was hurting games and agreed with people deciding not to watch sports anymore. Favre said he was aware of the backlash and his comments received, but stands by his comments. Good for you, Brett. Don't let these motherfuckers punk you. I just gave my opinion. I'm certainly not a racist, in spite of what some people might think. And I'm for unity, and I just feel like there's a better way to unify our country. That being said, there's a lot of things that need to stop, Favre said. And listen, Brett Favre says he's not racist. I'm going to take him at his word. I mean, no, not to be funny, but all Brett Favre's best teammates were quote-unquote black men. Go back to his day with the Packers, or when he was drafted by the Falcons, Deion Sanders, then went to the Packers, Sterling Sharp, who should be in the Hall of Fame, Andre Rison, Antonio Freeman, Ahmad Green, the running back, the late, great Reggie White, the Minister of Defense, arguably the greatest defensive player ever, Leroy Butler, who should be in the Hall of Fame, Darren Sharper, who has Hall of Fame talent, Hall of Fame numbers, but will probably never get in. If you don't know why, look up Darren Sharper, although you probably know why. Go back to the Vikings, Adrian Peterson, So I'm going to take Brett Favre at his word when he says he's not a racist. Numerous athletes, coaches, and sports leagues voiced support of Chauvin's conviction Tuesday evening, including the NFL, which said, today the outcome in Derek Chauvin's trial in Minneapolis does not undo the loss of life. Mr. George Floyd should be here with us today. Our hearts remain with the Floyd family, and we understand the pain, anger, and frustration does not go away even when justice is delivered. Well, yeah, shout out to the Floyd family. I know, like you said, we can't bring George Floyd back, but hopefully you get some level of comfort. I won't say closure, but comfort, knowing that this man can face potentially 75 years in prison, which is the max. Hopefully you get some comfort, but it doesn't bring him back. Shit, let me tell you something, man. If Derek Chauvin, if he was found not guilty, I promise you, these riots, bro, they'd be bigger than the LA riots, than the summer '67. It would probably turn out probably a borderline racial war, and I'm not joking when I say that. Okay, I'm not joking, but overall, listen, Brett Favre shouldn't have said this, publicly, but he's entitled to his opinion. He shouldn't have said it publicly, but I agreed with him when he said apparently last week that sports and politics should stay separate. I completely agree, Listen, I haven't been to a sporting event in, particularly an NFL game in 5 years. The last NFL game I was at was that Giants-Redskins game when Odell was swung at the kicking net. I was at that game, I saw that shit. But so I don't know what these sporting events are like now. If you tell me what they are, if you went to one this past season, NFL game this past season, if you plan on going to a Major League Baseball game this season, I don't. Tell me what it's like in the comments down below. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. See you all.